Test, test, test. Test, 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 testing. Hello, hello, everybody. All right. So what I want to do is create something for the new players in the game. If you've been watching my shorts, you've been seeing that I've been playing a combination of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. So what I wanted to do right now is do a long form video for you guys that are interested in playing a hunter. I'll try and get to doing the Titan and Warlock before the end of the day tomorrow. Right now we're still on Tuesday. If I can do this and get to another one tonight, I will. I don't plan to do a long video, but every time I say that, it turns into a long video. So what I'll do is I will do just a live stream right now for the hunter, and then stop it, create my Warlock or Titan, depending on how I feel by the end of this, and then go from there. And as we're going, I'll kind of go over my thought process. I know a lot of people have played the game free to play and realize that they run into a lot of like soft locks as far as trying to play content that is locked behind DLC. And I wanted to get in here and just kind of, get people in the game, show them they can make builds and do things in the game that's available for free. So this will be not, a bumpy, I guess it won't be bumpy for you, but for me, I'll make the mistakes and I'll figure out the stuff for y'all, so you know what not to do when you actually decide, hey, I'll just download it, try it out. This looks like something I can do. Okay, so starting off, I've done the entry level quests. I've gotten some legendary armor already. I've gotten the exotic that you get from the key on the Cosmodrome. Now this is blinking on your screen now once you're to this point. So what you want to do is go in here and look at what's available to you. Now, in-game wise, you're going to need to use these perks on the artifact. It also shows up right here what you have available based on your weapons that is equipped. And some weapons that you have built-in champion mods. So like this tractor cannon can stun overload champions. But what we want is to find something that we can use on these weapons right here, your primary and your secondary. So we're gonna go in here, look at what we can get. So we have overload covered with our last weapon. What we need is this unstoppable, which is a bow that we will need to get. And then we will need a anti-barrier, which can either be a hand cannon or a sniper rifle. So we'll go ahead and take the sniper rifle, and we'll take the hand cannon. Once you get 3 perks, it takes you to the next level. So if we go with a sniper rifle, we can grab something like, where is it? Maybe it's the next one. Yeah, it's right here. So this is for bows and snipers. They get a bonus to their reload speed. So we want to build towards that to grab that, since we have bows and snipers. And as you're going, you want to plan out the way I'm planning this out. You don't want to use up your resources and then it not carry over to where you can't function in a strike a raid, a dungeon. Everything needs to flow together. It's not something that is very easy to push through if your loadout doesn't flow together or have ways to function. You'll just end up dead, or you'll end up not accomplishing what you're trying to accomplish. So the artifact is very, very beneficial, and as you build into it and unlock, you want to keep unlocking these nodes on your artifact. So artifact is very important for Destiny 2. You want to have the nodes activated as you go, and you want to have your build basically based off of the artifact, as well as your armor and gear and your weapons. So it should all flow together. So we selected sniper, so I'm going to use this sniper because it is the best sniper I have. The reason being is because of the perk Dragonfly. It gets elemental explosion. This will be good for groups of enemies, and we'll test that out once we get in there. Unfortunately, I don't have any hand cannons, so we have to work towards getting a hand cannon. It has kill clip. I mean, this is probably the best I have with the. You usually want a damage perk and then something that can, I guess, assist your damage perk. So subsistence will partially reload the magazine as I get kills. So the more rampage I build, the more kills I get, therefore activating subsistence. I mean, it doesn't get, more simple than that. This, I mean, is easily the best weapon I have right now, so we'll go with that. The only downside to that is that it's a ranged weapon. You want something like a hand cannon, like is on our artifact. We want to get a hand cannon, or we can use something like a submachine gun. This has kill clip and increases damage after a kill, so we can go with that for now. See how that goes. And then we have this for our damage or our suppressing. So we'll suppress the enemy, and then we'll use a combination of our weapons and super and abilities to damage them. Okay. The other thing you want to watch as you're going is your guardian rank. So right now you want to look at this is what you need to do. People say, what do I need to do? Where do I start? This is what you're working on. This is what you need to do. You focus on. We're going to go do a couple things first before we get started on this, though. So this says portal activities. We have to do solo ops, fire team ops, or crucible ops, and complete 3 of those. The fastest would probably be solo ops. After that, seasonal. We have to do the introduction quest to renegades. It throws you into it right away, so you may have already done it. And then this one is activate perks. So I did that already. This I have not done because I'm trying to do a build for you guys to kind of get you guys set up to where y'all need to go. Okay, so there's a lot of information there. Mainly, at this point you should have some kind of weapons, preferably weapons with damage perks to do damage on enemies faster. You'll have this if you've gotten to the point where I have from the starting quests. And now we're going to go to our quest tab. So how I do that is you press whatever button brings up your ghost. You hold down that same button, and then you go up here to quests. And then right here you have a featured, you have quests, you have new light, renegades, playlists, exotics, and the past. So just depending on where you're at in the game, if you're just starting now, yours should look very similar to what I have. And what I'm looking to do is we are going to go and do timeline reflection. This is going to take you to a mission from one of the highest top rated points in the game, a high point in the game. This is just the way they have this set up is so backwards, and I'm really sorry that you guys had to deal with the game in this state. But I promise you, the more you work on it, the better the game gets. So this is the timeline. We're gonna go backwards, and we're starting in Forsaken. So Forsaken, unfortunately, you don't get to play these items, but Forsaken is the most current expansion that's older that you can get. Anything older than that, I don't believe can even play unless it's the intro quest that you start out doing when you first start the game. So we're gonna do this quest. Little background on this quest is just that from Destiny 1 there was Zavala, Ikora, and there was Cayde. This expansion was very focused around Cayde, and this is like a turning point or breaking point in that expansion. This moved the story forward in ways that we kind of saw coming, but didn't really know what was going to happen. And then this mission happened, and it changed everything. So yeah, at the time it was very, very emotional. It was a big loss to the game, the community. Everybody was, not happy. Going with that Bungie 7. It's a little loud. Alright, now our kill kit perk is activated. It's sitting over there right above our abilities. had a good time. It's our dragonfly perk. See a solar explosion from dragonfly. Also, with the hunter, you start with the solar subclass. So, I had some glimmer and unlocked a few things. I unlocked acrobats to dodge. It gives me radiant, which empowers my weapons. Let me get out of here before I die. So, radiant is just like a damage boost. You can use radiant during boss battles. Gives you an upper hand as far as doing extra damage to enemies. You bastard. You really want to use radiant whenever you have a solar subclass. So whether it's a hunter, titan, warlock, the more you can use radiant, the stronger your attacks and your let's see, we'll go in and check real quick. So radiant weapons are enhanced by power of the traveler and deal increased damage to combatants. Also, in addition to that, while radiant, your weapons can pierce barrier champions and stun them. So if we don't have, which we don't, another barrier weapon aside from the sniper that we have, it'll give our submachine gun anti-barrier while we are radiant. So radiant, you can notice next to the submachine gun icon, and there's an anti-barrier now because we're radiant. I don't have a damage dealing grenade. I decided to go with a healing grenade. Hunter's survival it's questionable, to say the least. So I went with a healing grenade. You always want to kill Curse Thrall, the ones that blow up right away. You don't want them blowing up on you ever. It's never a good thing. It just does a lot of damage. Can kill you. Can kill your fire team. So you always want to aim for them first. That's the power of Firefly. Has to be a critical hit though. Oh, I wasted that. Firefly is just really good. But yeah, as I was saying, so I unlocked Acrobat's Dodge for the Radiant. I'm using the weighted throwing knife because if I do precision final blows, it'll recharge my class ability, which is Acrobat's Dodge. And then I have the healing grenade instead of a damage grenade just for survival. No aspects yet. We will get to that in a little bit. But yeah, you really want to focus on healing as a hunter. You can focus on damage, but I mean, it's just better to have the healing grenade starting out. Yeah, so this is oh, now we got a hand cannon.
I've always been kind of like a
So from there, we want to continue on and do the next timeline mission. And honestly, I mean, this is the best way to introduce you to the game. These are just certain beats of the Destiny timeline that, you know, as a new player, you may have not experienced. Of course, this is in everything. This isn't the, you know, the detailed way to do it. There's Destiny lore creators that go through, you know, the whole spiel and background of everything. Excuse me. But this is going to be the best way to get familiar with your abilities and the gunplay and all that. So, Beyond Light, this is the expansion that introduced Stasis. Highly recommend if you don't have this DLC, you buy the DLC for the Stasis. And we're gonna go on to the Lucent Hive in the timeline. With Radiant, I just tore through that shield. You want to be sure to match your elements too. I mean, Firefly just wrecks. And I believe we're almost to the light at the end of the tunnel. It's the last one. Stranded. So Lightfall is the next one. Is the next DLC that you will probably need to get, and then of course the final shape for Prismatic. So Lightfall, Beyond Light, and the final shape to get the subclasses for your Guardian. One moment. So that's like the quick rundown of how we end up at the final shape expansion. Finally, from here, we get to finish off the quest. We go to Ikora. So we're going to go to the tower. And you can go in at the courtyard, but I think it's a shorter walk from the annex. So you choose annex, you'll load in, and then make your way to Ikora. So land in, we make our way over to Ikora. Talk to Ikora. And we get a pretty simple exotic. So let's equip it. So the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo is a exotic auto rifle. It reduces your melee cooldown and gives a chance to fully charge melee ability with each kill. So you can continuously kill with the auto rifle. Eventually you get to the point where you can get a full melee. So how this will play out with our class is it will restore our knife. So we can either go with knife trick, lightweight knife, proximity explosive knife, or the weighted throwing knife that I have currently equipped. So just whichever you want to try out for your build. Looking at all of the knives, the fastest is going to be knife trick. So you throw 3 knives, it scorches your target. And if we talk to Ikora, we can get some more solar abilities possibly. We'll go to, we can either get aspects or we can get fragments. We can go with Ember of Char for ignition, spread scorch to affected targets. So we cause an ignition and it'll give scorch, and the more we build up scorch, it will cause a solar explosion. So Ember of Char could be the move, or we can go with go and knock him down. That'll play into our solar. So we want to meditate. Got marksman, knock him down. Make sure you go into your subclass, equip, knock him down, equip, ember, resolve, and we now can continue our journey now that we have Monte Carlo. Ideally, we'd have more solar weapons that feed into our subclass. For example, this Ember of Empyrean can extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects. So it would extend radiant if we had a solar weapon aside from our sniper. But we don't have that ability yet. So we want to continue to unlock our solar subclass. So we'll go into another activity to continue to do this. And we just continue the loop until you have enough glimmer to continuously unlock abilities. So starting out, this is what you want to do. You want to fully unlock your subclass. You want to get all your abilities for your subclass. And as you're going, you can continue knocking out these quests that have been given to you. You can go and do these intro quests for these expansions, or you can purchase the expansions. You are a free-to-play player, so you are free to do what you want. I'm not going to tell you anything other than if you buy 1 or 2 or 3, it should be Lightfall, it should be Beyond Light, and the Final Shape, because those give you your subclasses for your character. Buying Edge of Fate or Renegades or Shadowkeep, any of those, buying those first. It is the most recent content with Renegades and Edge of Fate, but you will not have access to all the subclasses. Again, the biggest thing with Destiny is that you have subclasses, you have a toolkit, you use your toolkit to play the game. If you continue to like the gameplay, you like the subclasses, you like everything about the game, do not hesitate to buy the new content in Edge of Fate or Renegades. You may do so as you please, but if you're going to want to learn the game and continuously grind, you will have to eventually buy all of the DLC, but I'm not going to force you to. In my opinion, I think you can experience the game with Lightfall, a Final Shape, and Beyond Light to see if you actually like the game. This way you get all the subclasses, and if you like everything that you have access to after that, then you can purchase the other DLCs. But that is only if you enjoy the game and like the game after getting Beyond Light, Final Shape, and Lightfall. So do not feel obligated based on my video today on this live stream. It is completely up to you where you go from here. You continue how you want to. It is your choice. You can try out activities like Gambit, I believe. Gambit is a PvP, PvE activity, and it is located right here. I believe we should be able to do it. Yes. You can go into the Crucible. That is a PvP focused. You can try out that if you are into that. Note that PvP is very gun perk heavy. So if you do not have certain gun perks that revolve around PvP, you are going to have a hard time. The gunplay is nice, but unless you have gun perks like kill clip or gun perks like opening shot or for auto rifles something with dynamic sway, let's see what else. High impact reserves, things that give you damage based on low ammunition. Something like this, where it's tap the trigger with moving target, you are going to be moving, so you have increased movement speed and target acquisition while aiming down sights. Tap the trigger is a short period of increased stability and accuracy on an initial pull. So as you're moving and aiming down sights, you have more accuracy. And then as you unlock mods, once you get to Guardian level, this Guardian rank, once you get to 6, you have all your mods. Again, this is just extra information as a new player. It's a very, very deep dive into this and things you need. But again, your weapons, armor, your mods all go into the gameplay of playing in PvP. Same thing with PvE. How you are kitted out with your subclass. If you don't have a fully available subclass, you will be very challenged in PvP. What else? As a free-to-play player, you will be able to play in dares. Yes. Yeah. For the dungeon, you need to purchase the anniversary pack, but you can do Dares of Eternity for free. Vanguard. You can do Nightfalls. You cannot do Ops. So Nightfalls, you can go in there. If you were to do this today, you would need the barrier and unstoppable weapons that we talked about. So unstoppable, bow, and a barrier sniper or hand cannon. So keep that in mind, that you need to have champion mods unlocked to do things like that. Now this is just a very basic how-to and intro. About an hour and a half I've been going. I'm gonna stop here soon. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you get to the end, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to go over next. If you want me to continue Hunter, I'm going to do the same thing with a Titan and a Warlock. So just let me know what you like to learn. Again, this is just a very basic where to get started. So just take all the information with a grain of salt. A lot of opinions in this game. A lot of people play differently. There is many different ways to play. This is just the way I chose to teach. and I have more information, but until you get in the game and learn it, I'm not going to divulge it. I don't want to waste time on just one video throwing everything out there. I want to keep it as basic as possible to get started. Weapons to go with, perks to look for, things like that. And for now, this is where I will stop it. Thank you for watching the live stream. If you see this later on, please leave a comment, please leave a like, and give me a follow on my Twitch, please. I'm building that community as well, not just the YouTube side. So I want to say thank you again, and till next time.